Hi, it's Sherry again. I want to start out by thanking everybody who's been watching my video and sharing it. And by request, I'm going to tell you today about what happened to me. I'm going to ask that you don't judge my parents at all because everything that did happen was an accident. I want to start out by showing you this picture. That was me when I was 11 days old. I got burnt approximately 3 weeks later. I was 6 weeks old, and my mom had laid me on a blanket on the floor by probably about 3 feet from the floor grate furnace. Those were heaters that went into the floor like carpet or tile. I'm not sure what idiot thought of putting hot metal on the floor, but it wasn't their brightest move. A lot of kids got burnt on them. They were called waffle burns. Mine was an extreme case. My mom had gone in and asked my dad to watch me so she could go to the store. She was going to take my older brother, Chuck. And my dad was one of those people who he could have a whole conversation with you and still be sound asleep. So when she asked him to watch me, he was like, sure. But he was still asleep. So the minute she was gone, he was gone. I woke up and apparently started body surfing. It's kind of like when you slide across the carpet in your socks. I slid across the floor. And it just so happened the first time I rolled over on the heater. And just like when you open the oven up and it's really, really hot, it takes your breath away. Nobody could hear me crying because the forced air was taking my breath away. About 5 minutes maybe later, my mom walked in, screamed, and my dad came running out and picked me up. They rushed me to the hospital, Visalia General, and I spent the next year, almost of my life, in the hospital, undergoing surgeries sometimes every other day. Back then, they didn't have the technology they do now, so the advanced medical treatments weren't available. I know that they used pig skin to help grow skin, because as a baby, you don't have a whole lot of skin to spare. And so they grew it from my arm, like right here, to my side. And that would only last every couple days. They'd have to go in and redo it because my body would reject it. So I spent a lot of time in the hospital and got out probably about a week before Christmas. So you figure from February till December, with my mom getting called probably once a week and being told I may or may not live. Now, I ask you not to judge my parents because, honestly, they judge themselves enough. I don't blame anybody. And nobody else should either. I mean, it was strictly an accident. Unfortunately, there are enough kids out there who don't have that ability to know their parents still love them, that what happened to them was just an accident. Unfortunately, we have a lot of burn survivors who are victims of child abuse. And I've seen a lot of them in my stay at the Cincinnati Shriners Hospital. When I first got burnt, March of Dimes took care of me because they, not knowing whether I had brain damage or not, they could do that within their scope of what they were allowed to do. Once I was able to show that I had no brain damage, Shriners Hospital stepped in, and I went to Shriners until I was 22. I went to the ones in Minnesota, California, and also in Cincinnati, Ohio. They did a really good job. They tried really, really hard to make the most progress they could, repeatedly doing surgeries, never charging my parents anything for those surgeries or the traveling or any of that. So I'm very grateful to them. In one of my videos, I'll discuss too, like how I feel that medical people, sometimes they think they're helping, but they're saying stuff that as a child, you're holding on to every word and saying, okay, well, the next one I'm going to be this gorgeous individual. The next one I'm going to be perfect again. And honestly, for me at least, the next one never really happened. I still am who I am. And, I'm beginning to become more and more okay with that every day. But do I like it? No, I don't think anybody would. I see a monster when I look in the mirror. But I've learned that that's not who I am. My looks don't define me. They're just my looks. I guess it's no different than somebody who has a zit. You know, they can't hide for the rest of their life because they have a pimple. I can't hide for the rest of my life. I have to go out and I have to be okay with it. It doesn't mean that I'm this strong individual who never gets tired of being the burned person. It just means that this is what I've been dealt. I'm going to deal with it. But keep sharing my videos. I'm going to be doing a video with my family because I'd like you guys to see the effect it's had on my brother, my mom, and my daughters. And just how they feel about when we're out in public and people don't react appropriately. They'll point, they'll laugh, they'll like whisper, and it really upsets my family. It makes them feel very angry and hurt. And then they worry also a lot about me. I've become more numb to it. It's not that I don't hear it, it's that I don't have to react to it, because it really, honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. They're just words, and these people don't know me. It's not like they know who I am, or they're directly insulting me as a person. You have to get to know me if you're going to insult me. Then you could insult me. But just by looking at me and being curious and then making a justification for your feelings, that's just craziness. But I do want people to see how it does affect the people who love me and who care about me, because they want to defend me. And this is the way they can defend me, is by sharing with you their feelings and their emotions on this subject. So keep sharing my videos, keep watching my videos. You know, like I said before, we've got to have this. I'm hoping to get out into the school system and to be able to talk to kids and adults about how to go about asking people when their differences are apparent. Say they're missing a leg or they have scars like myself. It's okay to ask, and we need to start making it okay to ask. We just need to teach them how to go up and be polite and considerate and just say, hey, what happened? Do you mind if I ask? It's that simple. But instead we go, shh, that's rude, don't ask, when we ourselves really want to know. So thanks again, and keep watching for me. I'll be around. Bye. Hey, I just wanted to add a little bit. If you guys have questions or there's something about me you want to know, go ahead and just leave me a comment, or, you know, hit me up on Facebook. I won't answer like 21 questions, but you can ask me pretty much anything and I'll answer most of the time. So until next time, bye.